me get 4 or 5 other guys that lie and say I've been fucking him too, been taken care of. He's been my boy.
But I said, what if I take this knife and stab it right through your face? I said, will you like that? So he's scared now when he see this knife. You know what I'm saying?
They had a knife to my eye and one in my throat right here, my jugular. And I'm telling you, I could just feel them, sticking me. And if they put any pressure on it, it's going to cut me wide open.
I go to fucking him. You know what I'm saying? Slowly at first, you know what I'm saying, and try to loosen him up. And it was tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was definitely a virgin. He's groaning and, you know what I'm saying, moaning and telling me how it hurts. So, I bag out a little bit. At this time, my dog, he at the door. You know what I'm saying? He's standing in front of the cell. So he's like, man, come on, man. Goddamn. Don't hurry up, man. I want to get straight too. I said, well, come on. I get up off of him.
I'm in the middle of it now. I'm there, so I can't welch out now. You know what I'm saying? I got to go through with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like stuck there in here with him.
He greases himself up. He shows him no mercy. He fucks him for real. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell him, hold up, man. Slow down, chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hurt him for real. You know what I'm saying? And you have to go to the hospital. And, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna automatically have to say what happened.
He have sex with him first. Then I have sex with him. Then he have sex with him. I have sex with him. Then he have sex with him. And then that was the end of it.
So I didn't finish it first. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck him, I come off. I get my due. Next day, you know what I'm saying?
All right, Warden Wise. How accurate is that documentary right there? You heard it from Mark Moore's words and you heard it from the so-called victim. How accurate is that?
It's probably that one there is probably pretty accurate. I mean, just looking at it, and that's a scenario that plays out in prison every day, all across this state, probably all across this nation. And that's what I'm saying. That goes back to the staffing issue. If you ain't got proper staff and staff that knows what to do, some it's got some sense. It knows how to go down there and do what I call convicting and keep the peace. I don't want nobody getting screwed. I don't want nobody getting raped in my prison when I was there. But I know it happened. And it's a terrible thing. It's just a terrible thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people, a lot of people as myself see that documentary as two parts of a documentary. The first half you see Mendenhall, which is I'll rewind it, and it's like the boo game. You get they talk him out of it. It's the finessing. There's no violence. Yeah. Basically, it's just Mendenhall makes it seem like he asked me for a cup of sugar and I gave it to him. It's that simple. Basically, compared to David, that's the first half of this documentary. Let me see.
Right. Well, that's how it usually happens with the boo game, like you said. That's how it usually happens. It usually is not that violent, but there's times that there is people who rape other people in there.
And like how Mark speaks right there on catching the case. So if let's say the victim comes out and says, hey man, I don't want to press no charges. It didn't happen. It's left alone.
That depends. That depends on the investigator that handles the case. And of course the warden's recommendation. But just because a warden wants somebody prosecuted or whatever doesn't always mean it's going to be that way. It depends on, who you're dealing with at the DA's office in that county and everything else.
Yeah.
It's not a clear cut. But one thing he said in that was very true. They're going to say, well, he's already had his butt greased up and he had got grease on his fingernail. And the other guy saying, no, man, I've been having sex with this dude willingly and 9 times out of 10, the officials are going to believe that. So like you said, the old penitentiary trick that the old convicts taught him, that's it. They know the criminal justice system.
It's pretty accurate then, huh? I mean, as long as you just
that's pretty accurate. Yeah, that's real accurate.
Implement the victim in the crime, basically saying, hey, he was involved in it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Because I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long have you familiar with YouTube, you know, because he came out, he's been on YouTube and he's been denying all this allegations of, you know, of what he was doing. Uh, and a lot of people are questioning the second part of the documentary. Like, man, you know, if he's self-admitting to all this type of stuff, you know, you got it on recording. You know, if that type of stuff would have happened out here, you know, that would be looking like a pretty heavy sentence, you know, because you're basically self-admitting. You're putting a weaponry, you know.
Oh, that's rape one. You know,
Yeah,
that's just rape one, plain and simple.
and that's
That's
why a lot of people are,
Class A felony.
yeah, and that's why people are still like, you know, if he's self-admitting all this stuff, how come nothing happened? And people, so if his excuse is like, oh, I never got charged for it. I never nobody ever said nothing about it.
And that happens, and it shouldn't happen. Somebody like that should be prosecuted. I don't care what they got. You know, you got to send a message to the rest of the population that we're not going to tolerate this crap in here.
Yeah, because this I'm pretty sure if this would have popped up in like, this is like a self-admitting guy going in there and saying, hey, you know, I did this. You basically don't, at that point, you don't even need the victim no more, right?
No, that's true. Very true.
I mean,
But you know, it's about, you know, you want your population to run along and be, you know, you don't want them killing each other and stabbing each other. And that was my biggest concern as a warden. I know that you're going to smoke dope. I know you're going to have cell phones. I know you're going to do all that shit in there. And that don't bother me that much until it leads to violence. And then when you start talking violence or escape, well, then you get my attention.
Because a lot of people, you know, they're questioning about the documentary, but they got to remember that documentary, I think you were maybe at the end of your retirement or close to your retirement. That I don't even think were you able. Did they even show you a final, you know, product of the documentary and said, hey, do you want to review it?
No, when was that documentary made?
Oh, that documentary was made because it almost seems like they just got certain clips out of you, just like maybe you weren't probably even there no more when they filmed Mark and them, because it's like he says that. Well, let me rewind it. You know, let me see if you can.
I don't think there was any documentaries that was published on YouTube when I was there.
See, I'm gonna bring it back to where
Most of the stuff I saw was after I'd left.
Yeah, because this is gonna be. I'm gonna put it up to your part.
Now, was that at St. Clair?
No, this
documentary here was at Limestone. I think it was like 2001.
Okay, yeah. See, I left Limestone in 2007, early 2007.
Yeah.
When I went to St. Clair.
Yeah, this was done like 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
But they also said that they filmed it at two different locations, because even Mark's been adamant about that. He said, man, you know, I got transferred from there, and it's possible that they could have recorded you at another place, at another facility, and said that you were at Limestone. Because I'm gonna press play right here and see if this place is familiar.
You got to be ashamed of something that you do. You shouldn't do it.
This society away from society mirrors the actual society out there. We have religion, we have schools, we have drugs, we have sex, we have all types of vices. And I tell you, I wouldn't want to work in a prison that didn't have some vices in it. And sometimes those things keep them busy. That keeps them out of our hair. Now, there again, I don't condone it. And if we catch them, we'll punish them. But I know it goes on, and it probably does have some element of helping us keep control.
Do you remember?
Yeah, that was recorded. That was recorded on my back porch at my house after I retired.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That was several years after I retired by Channel 31 news reporter.
Okay. Yeah, because that might have just been Jonathan Schwartz just must have just added that piece, because they also did another update. They 2007.
Of course, you know, now I was never interviewed for no podcast or video that inmates made. I never was on that. All my interviews were with the media.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them on the media where you specifically say that the National Guards need to come in to help the guards.
Oh yeah,
It's that bad.
yeah. I still, I'm real concerned about the low level of staffing. Of course, hopefully with this pay thing, it'll beef up, but it takes time because it takes 12 weeks to train a correctional officer. Then it takes another year of him working inside to know what jail he's doing or she.
Yeah, and also is
The prison pop.
the new guards that are coming in are they underqualified or overqualified or just not
Well,
not good enough?
you get all types, and that's what I'm saying. There needs to be more psychological testing of these people before they let them go to work. Because some of these people you hire, I mean, most of the people are damn good people. They care about justice. They care about doing right. But that 20%, they come in there with a bully attitude. They start more trouble than they stop. Some of them get corrupt, start bringing in the dope, selling the cell phones, all that, putting everybody at danger when you do that. Because you can't, if you've got that type of relationship with the inmates, then who knows what you're going to do. And some of those people, no, they're not qualified to be there. And we just have to do a better job of vetting these people. And that takes good lieutenants and sergeants that are in the recruiting part and that are in the evaluation part for the job itself. And I really don't care if the guy was in trouble when he was 14 years old. I need to know what's his mind like today.
Exactly.
What is he doing today? I need somebody, a good correctional officer. He got a little convict in him. He might have grew up in them rough streets like I did.
Oh yeah.
I was in the gang. I did things that I shouldn't have done. I did things that I could have gone to prison for myself when I was young. But, fortunately, I was smart enough not to get caught.
Yeah. Excuse me. Did you ever watch that documentary, Warden? Did you ever watch?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. Like I said, it's been a while. It's just been a while.
Yeah, because like right here, you can hear Mendenhall.
Population is black, 15% white. Most of the victims tend to be white. Mindy started as a prison boy.
The game is in the penitentiary, a set of rules dealing with homosexual activity. You got what you call boys and sissies. Then you got your man.
Your man, the penitentiary daddy, the sissy, the reigning queens, the boys, punks, turnout errand runners.
I was looked at to be turned out, what they call fresh meat. I've had knives pulled on me. I've been told that I'd be on TV, My folks would see me on TV, dead, murdered in Limestone Penitentiary.
Limestone is the largest lockup in the nation's poorest prison system.
Lonely nights I spent taking penitentiary chances trying to get up the rent. Our relationship like drugs better be smart, don't start.
98% of the inmate population is dirt poor. So there's no such thing as pleasures in prison. Sure, I might be able to eat me a hamburger once a week if I know the right people. But that's nothing. That's nothing compared to sleeping up under air conditioning. That's nothing compared to watching the NBA Finals on a widescreen TV. This is a world within a world. You got everything under the sun here. You got homosexuality, run rampant. You got gambling. You got gangs. You got everything.
See now is my name. Dipping holes in my game. A place called Mobile, Alabama is the state that I claim. Where the niggas back still.
Junk food and toiletries from the commissary serve as legal tender in prison. Cash money is illegal, and any item not purchased from the prison store is contraband. So bags of instant coffee and candy are the money in the underground economy. The old rules that govern exactly how business is transacted in the penitentiary are as precise as NASDAQ.
The hustling part is because people don't have any money. This is how the game works. No, I ain't got no means of money. I got a box full of candy back there. Cookies, Zuzus, and Wham Whams is what they call it. I'm going to loan it to another inmate. I'll let you get a pack of cookies for 2 packs back next week. If a man borrows too much stuff, it gets too far in debt. Either you fight for it and let him know I'm not going to pay you, so me and you just going to have to whoop each other's ass and we're going to go to lockup. Or we're going to go back here and fuck, just ever how you want to do it. That's the way it works.
All right, you heard that inmate Warden Wise, that William Burnett.
Right, I remember William Burnett. I remember him.
Oh, you remember? Yeah, you got any good stories about old William Burnett? People
I'm
like
not
William
off the top of my head, but they'll probably start popping into it after I seen his face.
Is he on the ferry team too?
Is what?
Is he one of them boys too? Like Mendenhall?
I don't remember him being that brazen. No, he wasn't like Mindy. But
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
Mendenhall was flamboyant, you would say.
Mendenhall was a flat out boy, and he liked it.
Oh yeah, yes. I mean, I was thinking that it's highly possible, him and Mark probably could have reunited after prison, because it seems like they were really in love with each other.
Oh, it's possible, but I've seen Mendenhall have a bunch of marks through the years.
Oh,
going way back in the 90s, probably maybe even the 80s. I don't know how old Mendenhall is now.
Yeah, I think he was there. I think in the 90s. He's been there for. I mean, he got out. He passed away.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. Him and his current wife were in a car wreck, and they passed away.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Sorry to hear that. But no, he was for lack of a better term, he was a shit stirrer now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to hear. I mean, because now it's highly possible that him and Mark, if they were, because there's a lot of prison studies that have been studied about this documentary because of the relationship him and Mark had. That no more, like how you said it yourself, he enjoyed it, he liked it. So apparently,
Oh yeah. I'm sure it was consensual on his part. Yeah, he liked to pick and choose who he was going to be with. I'm sure, but they throwed him around like old penitentiary whore now.
Yeah. So,
and the penitentiary is a rough place. Your documentary shows that. I mean, it's like that dude said, everything's there. Homosexuals, gambling, drugs, it's all there. And here for the last, especially the last 10 years, it's been nothing but one big party in there, basically. I mean, they don't go out to work no more, hardly. Unless you got a job in the kitchen or the laundry or something.
So they don't have no more labor jobs for the inmates to go out there and work or anything?
No, they don't do farming and stuff like that no more. See, that was good. That was a good thing. I think most of the convicts enjoyed a lot of it. Some of them didn't. Of course, they didn't like being on the farm, but I mean, I think they enjoyed getting out of that prison.
Yeah.
And we had some good operations going on at Limestone back in the day. We had that contract about them cherry tomatoes, and convicts we let them set up the line, and I think they got into it. They did a good job. They made the state some money.
Yeah, now they're just housed in basically like warehouse.
They're just warehoused. They're just in their warehouse waiting for something, and then you got the gangbangers and all that, and you got I mean, that's why I'm saying you need officers on the ground and what I call community policing that get out there and talk to the convicts, know the convicts, and establish that rapport. And my main objective there is to keep the peace, keep people from hurting each other, whether it be convicts and officers. I don't want them getting hurt. And it's a dangerous ass place. Any way you look at it, it's one of the most dangerous places on earth to be. course, you know, it's not as bad as sometimes it's portrayed, but it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, and you can hear it in right here when Mark talks about
You owe them that plus interest, you know. They try to get you in a bind.